television channel being broadcast on the internet, timed at 1940 hours GMT, and Wednesday, the 28th of August 2024. The rumpus of Keir Starmer's integrity continues, especially around the fact that Wahid Ali paid him and made donations to the Labour Party, which is what Private Eye is saying, that it's not free pass that he got into Downing Street. Cost him £500,000. In the piece New Girls, number 3, Imogen Walker is featured. And she is described in the first paragraph as follows. Among new MPs, Imogen Walker is probably closest to real influence in Prime Minister Keir Starmer's top team. She is married to Morgan McSweeney, who ran Starmer's Labour leadership campaign, was then Starmer's chief of staff, and is now number 10's head of political strategy, having taken much credit for Labour's election landslide. McSweeney and Walker met when she was a councillor in Lambeth, South London, and they formed part of the Labour Together clique, which includes Environment Secretary Steve Reed and David Evans. Now, Steve Reed is, of course, a former Lambeth councillor and Lambeth council leader, and David Evans, General Secretary of the Labour Party. In July 2024, Walker was elected as the first MP for the new Hamilton and Clyde Valley constituency, where she and McSweeney live with their son. On entering Parliament, she was soon propelled to be Chancellor Rachel Reeves's Parliamentary Private Secretary. Walker was still working as an actor when first elected to Brixton Town Hall in 2006. Her TV roles included bit parts in Taggart and Doctors. Less often mentioned is her role playing a porn star in 1998. Granada documentary The Real Linda Lovelace, about the Deep Throat star and her anti-porn activism in later life. Since standing down from Lambeth Council in 2018, it is Walker's role as a Labour troubleshooter parachuted into Sandwell and Croydon councils that has raised skeptical eyebrows. Notoriously Labour-run Croydon went bust in November 2020 as it wrestled with 1.5 billion of debt. The council prepared to make hundreds of frontline staff redundant, but took on Walker as interim head of the leader's office on a modest salary of £39,000. Walker as interim head of the leader's office on a modest salary of about £39,000. According to a Freedom of Information response, the council could not find so much as a post-it note record of how Walker was recruited. There is no documentation, the Freedom of Information answer said. They didn't even have a diary note of when the job interviews were held. Apparently, this was due to urgency. Two candidates were approached, with one candidate available for immediate start. Imogen Walker lasted little more than 6 months at Croydon, during which time council leader Hamida Ali submitted a bailout request to the government for £150 million. Former actor Imogen Walker provided the briefings and rehearsals for a series of car crash interviews given by Hamida Ali about the council's collapsed finances and the appalling conditions in some council flats in Croydon. She's also said to have used her time to draft a strategy for Croydon Labour's 2022 local election campaign. Labour lost. Imogen Walker then popped up in a similar role to head up the leader's office at Sandwell Council. In the West Midlands, again, there was little evidence of a formal recruitment process. This time, according to local sources, Imogen Walker barely showed up in the Midlands, doing much of her work from the family home in Lanarkshire in Scotland. Indeed, in August 2021, while working for Sandwell, Walker was elected to the Labour Party's National Policy Forum. As part of the Labour First organisation slate, as the nominee for Scotland, this will have worked in Walker's favour when seeking selection in Hamilton and Clyde Valley. Though according to veteran political hack Michael Crick, use of the anonymous voter online voting system imposed on local parties by Evans as Labour's General Secretary may have helped. In July 2023, Walker, said Michael Crick, won surprisingly narrowly against a young and inexperienced local contender, Gavin Keat, by just 62 votes to 55. Keat actually won strongly at the Hastings meeting, but Walker took the nomination by winning decisively with online votes. Imogen Walker was sometimes prickly when asked before the general election about her connections in Labour. I'm a candidate. He is the campaign director, said in an interview with the Sunday Post. When asked about her husband, I don't speak for him and he doesn't speak for me. I'm doing this on my own merit, on my own strength, and I'm going out and talking to people on the doorstep. According to Andrew Marr in the New Statesman, Walker is said by the Treasury to be the only person in Britain more on message than Reeves herself. So clearly one to watch closely. So these are illustrations of the sleaze that surrounds Keir Starmer. There is a small piece hard graft or hard grift condemning the dishonest, corrupt Nigel Farage. There are several pieces against GB News. It says on page 26 of the Private Eye 1031, which is dated 30th of August to 12th of September, about Wahid Ali. Under Lord Ali Excess Rao, I did not get a free pass into number 10. It cost me £500,000. And there is a diary piece that is written by Craig Brown, Now, this Craig Brown diary, tweeted to Craig Brown by Isabel Oakeshott, is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And the eye is continuing, promoting the smiling face of the convicted baby killer Lucy Letby case. This is part 3.